That's why I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin. I mean, I'm very, very long Bitcoin. People ask me, on Twitter, I got into a long conversation with a guy over the weekend, and he asked me what my favorite Bitcoin companies were, and I said none. I said, right now you just want to own the underlying commodity. Like Google didn't choose to be in the USD, US dollar business. Google is a business that's amazing that just happens to get paid in US dollars. Yeah. Similarly, I'd rather own Bitcoin than try to find the onesie-twosie guy at the edges right now. Now, over the long history of time, there will need to be on-ramps and off-ramps, and companies will be successful. But in the short term, owning that currency and allowing water to find its level, particularly in the developing markets, is huge. And if you don't think that this thing is going to rip, when Brazil goes through devaluation, when the Indian rupee continues to get crushed, when you have all of this money trying to get in and out of these countries where there's massive, political instability or monetary or financial instability, you're being naive. It doesn't matter what happens in the United States. It doesn't matter what happens in Japan. It doesn't matter what happens in the EU. It doesn't matter. It matters what happens in Argentina, in Venezuela, in Kenya, in Brazil, in India, in Russia, in China. And when you look at where all the activity is, it's in all of those markets. Yeah. This will be born out of a people's desire to have unfettered access to capital. Yeah. So again, on that sociological theme, that's another area which
So there you have Chamath Palihapitiya, and he's sitting there telling you he's a Bitcoin bull. This video was back in 2013. Bitcoin was less than $150 during the time of its recording. Chamath has been a huge bull on Bitcoin well over the past decade, and he's telling you what's going on present day. It doesn't matter what happens in the US, the EU, the Japanese markets. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin doesn't care. Bitcoin's going to keep going up and to the right. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. So we had a Bitcoin dip down to 99,000 a day. Bitcoin broke 100K. Did you buy the dip? The Bitcoin bros did. We hope you did, because look at this chart here at the current time of this recording. We are back up to 101.3K. What do we see? What do we anticipate? So we've showed you this, and this is playing out almost textbook. Right here, you can see what's forming even better. That inverse head and shoulders pattern the Bitcoin bros have been telling you. We came back down. We have this gap. Are we going to come back up, trade back up, put new all-time highs in, ultimately break this resistance? We've hit our head on this once, twice, 3 times. Will the 4th time be the charm? Will we come up, break through it, come back and back test it, flipping resistance to support before getting that continuation up to the target from that inverse head and shoulders pattern that's around $143,000 to $140,000. Could we be saying that, or could we fall even lower? That's a possibility too. Now, one thing to note, look at this moving average down here. It's going to continue to creep back up. So depending on how long it takes to get down here, the levels to pay attention to is the low 90s to high 80s if we do that. And if you see this, you're just seeing, once again, a lower high, a higher high, a higher low, and it's a continuation to the upside. And then this could be, instead of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, this could be, let's get rid of some of these drawings here to clean this up. And then let's make this a little bit bigger just so you guys could see. If the price action did come all the way back down to here, we would see some type of wedge pattern that's forming, and we would just literally come in, hit our head, come down, hit our head, come down, hit our head, potentially come down near this apex range, and this could lull out all the way until the end of the year. And this still looks like it could be, a head and shoulders pattern. Technical targets could potentially be all the same, but you see what we're saying. Even if we get a further down draw in the price action, it's a buying opportunity. Gotta wait and see what this week gives us, but right now, this support held. Time will tell. Right here, Matthew Hyland's weighing in and showing you the same thing. Like when we had these wicks down, these wicks down, these wicks down, basically it got bought back up over that 100K range. You see we're at 101. Could we be seeing a bounce and a continuation up towards new all-time highs? That could be in the cards. This week will show a lot. And right here, Income Sharks is showing you this continuation, this downwards potential flag pattern with the continuation up to the $120,000, $130,000 range. Tech Dev is weighing into. He's showing you these peaks from 2013, 2017, 2021. Look at, he's showing the lows as well. When we see these red dots, that's when the euphoria phase occurred. Every time these red dots flash, euphoria, and we're in the lows right now. We're going to get ready to melt faces over the next 6 to 12 months. We hope you are prepared. And Arthur Hayes, BitMEX co-founder, saying dip below 100K is just the money printers revving up to do their patriotic duty. He calls the current weakness being temporary, reinforcing Bitcoin's safe haven status and monetary debasement. So this pullback is him just saying we're getting ready to turn the money printers on and rip. Once again, we hope you're positioned. And look here, Simon Jarovich is saying the exercise period starts tomorrow, June 24th, and gave this notice letter regarding the completion of payment for the issuance of the 20th to 22nd series of stock acquisition rights with exercise price adjustment and suspension clauses. So this is basically the 555 plan that they are getting ready to ramp up, and there's a lot of speculation that they could be announcing a huge buy, potentially taking themselves from 10 to 15,000. We'll see when that announcement is made how high Metaplanet will go as far as their Bitcoin holdings go, but that 555 plan with their target by the end of this year being 30,000 Bitcoin is starting this week. And how high will they go? Well, Simon's actually weighing in.
What is the future for Metaplanet?
Up only. Our objective is to own and acquire as much Bitcoin as possible over time, and we want to provide access to as many people around the world to Bitcoin through Metaplanet.
And he's telling you here, up only. And there's also another guy, I'm not sure if you know him, Dylan LeClaire, the director of the Bitcoin Treasury for Metaplanet, is just pointing up and higher. So is he sort of letting you know like a big announcements around the corner? How much Bitcoin has Metaplanet bought, and will they get ready to rip faces? And look right here, Metaplanet acquired 1,111 Bitcoin for approximately 17.26 billion yen, approximately 15.54 million yen per Bitcoin. So basically, they have upped their holdings from 10,000 to 11,111. And Climb the Ladder is weighing in on this purchase, saying 9x from here to 99,999 Bitcoin later this year is his guess. Remember, they were saying by the end of 2025, 30,000, and by the end of 2026, 100,000. So will they be one off and a year early from their projections? You be the judge. Nothing new here. Michael Saylor is continuing to buy another orange dot. So with all this compression and all this and this fear of war tactics and stuff that's going on, will we see lower price action this week? This week will be a telltale. It will show a lot. There is some bearish divergence showing on the weekly chart. We've showed you that before. So just be mindful of that. Could we see lower price actions? There's a possibility. Even going down to the low 90s, high 80s, I'll be putting in once again a higher low. The level we want to break is down here, the 78 range. We don't want to see that close. It's on the 3-day, so we don't want to see a close below that on the 3-day. Could we technically go down to the low 80s again? Possibly. We showed you that we could just trade here. That's a load up zone, a buy opportunity. So keep all this in mind. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.